الفلسطينيين من يتمسك بمفتاح بيته الذي هجر منه وحلم العودة يراوده، وذاك حال اللاجئين. ومنهم من يتمسك به خوفا من تكرار النكبة، وذاك حال كثير من الفلسطينيين اليوم، من النقب إلى القدس والخليل والأغوار.
هاي هون كانت دارنا، دار أبوي يعني، وصار الحرب 48.
فيما يحتفل الإسرائيليون في ذكرى تأسيس إسرائيل، يحيي الفلسطينيون ذكرى نكبتهم.
نحمي الأرض ونحمي الدار، نحمي الأرض ونحمي الدار.
هذه المنطقة مثال على التوسع الاستيطاني، فحتى عام 98 كان جبل أبو غنيم أرضاً خالية من المباني تعود ملكيته إلى سكان بيت لحم وبيت سحور. صودرت الأراضي وأقامت إسرائيل عليها مستوطنة سمتها هار حماة، يسكنها اليوم حوالي 25,000 مستوطن.
الله طلعوا.
احنا حواره بحكي او جنوب نابلس اكثر من 100 اعتداء خلال هالشهرين اللي اسمها ملكن. احنا بلد محتله، بلد تعبانه من كثر الحروب اللي موجوده فيها.
حتى بضعة أيام مضت كان هذا المكان ينبض بالحياة، أناس يصحون مبكرا سعيا وراء أرزاقهم، وأطفال يلهون غير آبهين بمخططات الضم والتوسع الاستيطاني، حتى اقتحمته 6 جرافات إسرائيلية، وخلال ساعات حولت تجمع حمص في الأغوار إلى أثر بعد عين. هناك أكثر من 300 طفل ما زالوا داخل سجون الاحتلال، يحلمون باستعادة طفولتهم وحريتهم التي صادرها احتلال لا يفرق بين صغير وكبير، طالما أنك فلسطيني ترفض العيش تحت الاحتلال. شو صار؟
بعدين بقولوا اجوا الجيش. ما طلعت اللي هو طخني.
طخك وين؟
طخني.
ايش بتحسوا؟
ظلم.
ومع كل التضييقات الإسرائيلية ثمة كثيرون صمدوا وعاندوا للبقاء على أرضهم.
مش راح ندكر أرضنا، هذه أرضنا.
إذا أنا ما رجعتش ولادي، مش ولادي الجنين في بطن إمه بيرجع بكل بلادي.
استطاع التطور التكنولوجي أن يقلص المسافات بين البشر، بين الفلسطيني وأخيه، لكن يبقى الحنين إلى البيت والوطن والتراب الذي اقتلع منها ماثلا قويا في ذهن وقلب كل لاجئ. شيرين أبو عقل، الجزيرة، مخيم جنين.
Your Excellency, President Mahmoud Abbas, Excellencies, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the United Nations. My name is Maher Nasir, a 35 years veteran of the United Nations. I am currently the Director of the Outreach Division in the United Nations Department of Global Communications. However, my relationship with the United Nations started long before that. As a child of Palestine refugees, Ibrahim Ali Abdel Fattah Nasir and Samiha Abdel Hafiz Dawood al-Ramahi from Al-Muzayra village near Ramle, I attended schools in Ramallah run by the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees, UNRWA. And I started my UN career working for UNRWA in Gaza in 1987. It is therefore my privilege and great honor to have been asked by the chair of the Committee for the Exercise of the Inalienable Rights of the Palestinian People to be your MC tonight, as the United Nations hosts a commemoration of the 75th anniversary of the Nakba here in the General Assembly Hall, based on a resolution adopted by the United Nations General Assembly on the 30th of November 2022. No event in modern history has had and continues to have such a profound impact on the lives of the Palestinian people as the Nakba has. A word I do not think I need to define for this audience. I grew up with stories of pre-Nakba Palestine, heard hundreds, if not thousands, of personal accounts from family members, family friends, and later refugees served by UNRWA in the 5 fields of operations during the time I worked for the agency. Today's event is being broadcast live on the United Nations Web TV with interpretation from and to Arabic. Live performances tonight will also be accompanied by audiovisual material reflecting on the tragic events in 1947 and 1948, and in the years that followed. A history of displacement and refuge, but also a history of endurance, remembrance, and holding on to beautiful traditions. Contrary to the will of those who planned and perpetrated the Nakba, and those who wanted to erase the Palestinian people, the memories and traditions have survived, as have the Palestinians as a people. As Mahmoud Darwish wrote, the butterfly effect is not seen, the butterfly effect endures. The memories and traditions that define the Palestinians as a people have endured and will continue to endure. I am told that the audiovisual material that you will be seeing tonight was a collective effort involving Palestinians from around the world, including a team in Gaza, where in spite of last week's bombardment, they continued to work to ensure that it was ready for tonight. I would like to extend a special thank you to them for their perseverance and resolve. The first speaker tonight is His Excellency Ambassador Sheikh Nyang, Permanent Representative of Senegal to the United Nations and the Chair of the Committee on the Exercise of the Inalienable Rights of the Palestinian People. I now invite His Excellency Ambassador Nyang to deliver his opening remarks.
Excellency President Mahmoud Abbas, AHG representing the Secretary General, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor for me to open tonight's special event on the 75th commemoration of the Nakba as chair of the Committee on the Exercise of the Inalienable Rights of the Palestinian People convener of this event in cooperation with the observer mission of the State of Palestine. For the first time in the history of the UN, the Nakba is being acknowledged and commemorated in our organization as mandated by a resolution of the General Assembly, in the whole of which we are here now today. This morning, our committee organized a special meeting to commemorate the Nakba. In addition to statements of solidarity and support, we were honored to hear firsthand an address by Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, who is here with us also tonight. The year 1948 marked the history of the Palestinian people. It was the beginning of exile for millions of refugees, uprooting entire families from their homes and land. Presently, the Palestinian people continue to suffer exile and prolonged occupation and settlement of the territory that the international community recognizes as the occupied Palestinian territory. This is what we call the ongoing Nakba. At the same time, the Nakba marks the beginning of a historical struggle by the Palestinian people for dignity and justice, a struggle who has inspired and continues to inspire millions of people around the world. Tonight's program will remind us of those who suffered through the Nakba, as well as their descendants, taking us in a journey of memory and resilience. In 2023, we are still supporting Palestinians to achieve a just and lasting solution to their cause for self-determination and independence in accordance with international law and UN resolutions. I thank you all, Palestinian and diplomatic communities, and the general public for this incredible turnout, and I hope you will enjoy this truly historic evening. I thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Ambassador Nyang, for your remarks and for the committee's unwavering support and solidarity with the Palestinian people. The next speaker tonight is His Excellency Ambassador Riyad Mansour, the permanent observer of the State of Palestine to the United Nations. I now invite His Excellency Dr. Mansour to deliver his remarks.
فخامة الرئيس محمود.
Your Excellency President Mahmoud Abbas, Your Excellencies, the accompanying delegation, Your Excellencies, representatives of the United Nations, representatives of member states, representatives of regional and international organizations, ladies and gentlemen. My brother, Ambassador Sheikh Nyang, Chair of the Committee on the Exercise of the Inalienable Rights of the Palestinian People, whose efforts are highly appreciated. We highly value the efforts of the United Nations and the Secretary General and the efforts of all those that are working hard on consolidating the international law and the United Nations. On the territory that is the cradle of civilizations, that is the birthplace of all religions, the Palestinian people was born. The Palestinian people have built a civilization through an organic relationship, an uninterrupted relationship between the people, the history, and the land. With these introductory words, the Palestinian Independence Declaration has emphasized the link between the Palestinian people and the Palestinian land. Palestine was born to stay forever. Ladies and gentlemen, as the world was drafting the Charter of the United Nations, as it was adopting international instruments, the Palestinian people was deprived of the rights that were enshrined in those instruments. Israel was established 75 years ago. They forcibly displaced Palestinians by force. They tried to uproot our people from its land. They're trying to erase the Palestinian identity. The commemoration of the Nakba in this hall by a General Assembly resolution for the first time in the history of the United Nations. This is a long-awaited acknowledgement of the historical injustice that has been inflicted upon the Palestinian people that continues to this day. It is a clear expression that there is a need to stop this injustice. There is a need to guarantee Palestinian rights on Palestinian land, including the right to self-determination, the right of return, the right to establish an independent state with Jerusalem as its capital, the right to live in dignity and freedom on Palestinian land. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all those who sponsored and supported the GA resolution on the Nakba, all those who contributed to commemorating the Nakba and to organizing this international event. I would like to thank you all on behalf of the Palestinian people, on behalf of President Mahmoud Abbas, on behalf of the Palestinian leadership. Thank you for coming today. We commemorate the Nakba as the Palestinian people is witnessing attempts to repeat the Nakba. It is suffering from an entrenched occupation that has had such a horrible effect on the Palestinian people, including in Gaza. We must end this occupation. We must implement international resolutions. A large number of UN resolutions was adopted in this hall by the whole international community. Now we're getting together in the General Assembly Hall representing the whole international community. Ladies and gentlemen, Palestine is a land with a people that lives. It built its civilization, its culture, its identity on this land, a culture of tolerance, of pluralism. Palestine remains present in the memories, in the identity of every Palestinian, wherever he may be, wherever she may be, including here. And I take this opportunity to salute the Palestinian community in the United States and the representatives of the Palestinian community in this hall. From one generation to the next, the Palestinian people has not stopped in defending its rights, its land. The Palestinian people did not lose its belief in the justice of its cause. It did not forget those who stood in solidarity with the Palestinian people. They're represented here in this hall and in the United Nations. The Palestinian people today around the world is commemorating the 75th anniversary of the Nakba and is commemorating and is joined by free people around the world. The free people around the world call upon the international community to implement the UN resolutions to grant the Palestinian people their inalienable rights. We're not asking for more and we're not accepting less. And I hope the cultural program, the creative program that we will be seeing today, I hope you all like it. I hope you all enjoy it. Welcome to all of you in this historic event as we commemorate the Nakba in the General Assembly Hall of the United Nations. I thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your remarks. It is now my honor to introduce a video message from His Excellency Csaba Kőrösi, the President of the 77th General Assembly of the United Nations.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, friends, one of the United Nations' first ever major task was to find a just solution to the Middle East conflict. For 75 years, the unresolved question of Palestine has lingered on the agenda of the General Assembly. Those who came before us believed they would, within their lifetimes, witness the resolve of the conflict and the return to peace under the olive trees. And I, as a young diplomat in the region decades ago, never thought that I would find myself leading the General Assembly in 2023 with the same open files on my desk and with no real prospect of closing them. In fact, I never would have thought that we would be no closer to a lasting two-state solution today than we were then. Indeed, we are once again horrified by protracted violence and heightened tensions not seen in years. They gravely compromise the prospect of realizing our shared aspiration. Two peoples with an immense potential, living in peace and harmony, ending decades of bitter conflict and the suffering of civilians on both sides. Today we gather to recognize and reflect upon the pain and trauma. Yet we also come together to honor hope, resolve, and spirit. Like an olive tree in arid soil, the spirit of millions of Palestinians has been one of patience, persistence, and resilience. Today I reaffirm our commitment to Palestinians' right to live in dignity, with the full enjoyment of their human rights. I further affirm the General Assembly's full respect of Palestinians' right to self-determination, to national sovereignty, and to return. The UN has been built on the understanding that all people on earth should live free of violence and threats. All people includes Palestinians and Israelis alike. Let us harness this anniversary to breathe a new life into our quest for a solution, one that can guarantee lasting peace to a region that has already had to endure way too much. Let us recommit to dialogue and diplomacy. Let us recommit to good faith, understanding, and a vision that goes beyond tomorrow. Let us finally heal the wound of our collective conscience, the plight of the Palestinians. I thank you.
Thank the President of the 77th General Assembly, His Excellency Csaba Kőrösi, for his message
I know
today.
that you, the masters of words, have no need for rhetoric before the eloquence of blood. Therefore, our words will be as simple as our rights. We were born on this land and of this land. We knew no other mother, no any mother tongue, but its own. And when we realized that it has too much history and too many prophets, we understood that pluralism is an all-embracing space and not a prison cell, and that no one has a monopoly over lands or God or memory. We also know that history is neither fair nor elegant. But our task as humans is to humanize history as we are its victims and its creation. There is nothing today more apparent than the Palestinian truth and the Palestinian right. This is our country, and this small part is a part of our homeland, our real and not mythical homeland. This occupation is a foreign occupation that cannot escape the universal definition of an occupation, no matter how many titles of divine rights it enlists. God is no one's personal possession. The occupation doesn't content itself with depriving us of the primary conditions of freedom, but goes on to deprive us of the bare essentials of a dignified human life by declaring constant war on our bodies and our dreams, on our people and our homes and our trees, and by committing crimes of war. It doesn't promise us anything more than the apartheid system and capacity of the sword to defeat the sword. But we have an incurable malady called hope. Hope in liberation and independence. Hope in a normal life, where we are neither heroes nor victims. Hope that our children will go safely to their schools. Hope that a pregnant woman will give birth to a living baby at the hospital and not dead child in front of a military checkpoint. Hope that our poets will see the beauty of the color red in roses rather in blood. Hope that this land will take up its original name, the land of love and peace. Thank you for carrying with us this burden of this hope.
Sorry about the mix-up with the timing. I would like to thank the President of the 77th General Assembly, His Excellency Csaba Kőrösi, for his message today. And I'm sure that everyone here and watching on webcast appreciates President Kőrösi's reaffirmation and commitment to Palestinians' right to live in dignity and the full enjoyment of their human rights, and his reaffirmation of the General Assembly's full respect of Palestinians' rights to self-determination, to national sovereignty, and to return. Thank you. What you just saw is a video featuring the late Palestinian poet Mahmoud Darwish, a name that requires no introduction. I'm sure it requires no introduction in this room for sure. A name that has become synonymous with Palestine, one of the most prominent and influential figures in contemporary Arabic literature, often referred to as the national poet of Palestine. His poetry addresses themes of love, loss, exile, and the longing for freedom and justice. وعلى هذه الأرض ما يستحق الحياة ونحب الحياة إذا ما استطعنا إليها سبيلا. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the New York Arabic Orchestra featuring soloists George Lernis and Tarek Rantisi on percussion, Chase Morin on piano, and Thair Badr on oud. Let me now also call to the stage Grammy-nominated Palestinian cellist, composer, and conductor Nassim Al-Atrash. Nassim has performed at some of the most prestigious international festivals and venues, including UNESCO in Paris, the Royal Albert Hall, and the Lincoln and Kennedy Centers, to name just a few. Nassim is currently a music professor at Berklee College of Music and Tufts University in Boston. Throughout tonight's program, he will be presenting the 4 movements of his award-winning composition, Bright Colors on a Dark Canvas, a suite for Arabic cello, jazz, piano, percussion, and orchestra. Please also welcome the orchestra's director, Maestro Eugene Friesen, a 4-time Grammy Award-winning cellist, composer, and conductor.
اسمي عبد الله عبد القادر جابر نشوان من الدوايمة. خربوا ديارنا، طلعونا من خلونا كل واحد في مراح، كل واحد في بلاد. الولد بدريش ابوه وين، والزلمه بدريش ابنه وين، والبنت تدريش امها وين. روحي فلسطين، بحلم في فلسطين، بكل يعني كل حلمي وحياتي في منامي في فلسطين. هذا اللي يعني بقى يعني فلسطين شيء بسيط. كل شيء عندنا زيتوننا، عندنا تيننا، عندنا بقرنا، عندنا غنمنا، عندنا جمالنا، عندنا كل شيء اللي تطلبه النفس. لأنه في فلسطين، في داري موجودة لها الحين، وحجورتي موجودة، وبستاني موجود. اللي بيعرف فلسطين يابا بيموت، اللي بيعرف فلسطين بيفقع. فلسطين جنة.
The great problem that we face is that we're being told by the Israelis that we don't really exist. We were there. There were villages. There was a Palestinian society. There were Palestinian people. We do exist.
Thank you. That was amazing. Tonight, we will also enjoy the enchanting voice of a renowned Palestinian singer, Sana Musa. A singer who has dedicated her work to preserving Palestinian folklore and dubbed the ambassador of Palestinian heritage. Sana will be accompanied by oud soloist Muhammad Musa. Sana's medley will take you to a journey through the Canaanite music back in the time, hundreds of years, with the rain, prayer, through the songs of joy and the sea, all the way to the messages to loved ones imprisoned or whose life or fate remain unknown. Sana's voice and music will take us on a journey through time before, during, and after the Nakba. And I now leave you with the music. Thank you.
شيخ المطر تزاحم وتعود أيام الهنا ونعود نجمع شملنا وتعود أيام الهنا ونعود نجمع شملنا وعيونها يا طيري وتقول فنجان فنجانة بالقهوة ممتلية وعيونها يا طيري وتقول فنجان فنجانة بالقهوة ممتلية يا عيونك سود حلوة يا عيونك سود حلوة يا عيونك وسنونها طيري وتقولي مرجان مرجانة على اللولو مختلية وسنونها يا طيري وتقولي مرجان مرجانة على اللولو مختلية يا عيونك سود وحلوة يا عيونك سود وحلوة يا عيونك يا عيونك عيوني هذا طيري وتقولي فنجان فنجاني القهوة ممتلي وعيوني هذا طيري وتقولي فنجان فنجاني بالقهوة ممتلي يا عيونك سود وحلوة يا عيونك سود وحلوة يا عيوني يا عيونك يا عيوني. الأغنية الجاي عن حب الأمهات والحبيبات لأبنائهم الأسرى. تحية لأسرانا البواسل.
The next song is about the love of mothers.
اللي قدموا حياتهم.
All greetings to those who gave up their lives and their freedom in love of Palestine.
طلعت الشمس يا ريس على المينا، واحنا الغرابة واشتقنا لهالينا. طلعت الشمس يا ريس على المينا، هيا رب مركبنا يودينا. عندك بحرية، 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 وسنود قوية.
The most important myth we debunked was about how the Palestinians became refugees in 1948. What we found in the archives is that from the mid-1930s, and definitely immediately after the Second World War, the Zionist political and military leadership contemplated and planned mass expulsion of Palestinians in order to create what they thought would be a Jewish democratic state. They wanted as much of Palestine as possible, with as few Palestinians in it as possible. Their main problem in 1947, 1948, when the British rule came to an end, was that the Jews in Palestine were only 1/3 of the population. And the solution, definitely after the Second World War, in the eyes of the leading Zionist politicians and military commanders, was very clear: the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians. The Palestinians did not become refugees because of the war. They became refugees because the Zionist movement planned their massive expulsion. And it was very systematically planned. The major problem for the Zionist movement was the urban space in Palestine. There were tens, if not hundreds of thousands of Palestinians living in 11 towns. The most important of them were Jaffa and Haifa. And it's important to remember that Jaffa and Haifa were de-Arabized in April 1948, not after the Arab armies entered Palestine, but before the Arab armies entered Palestine. Haifa had 75,000 Palestinians living in it. Within 2 days, 2,000 were left. 3,000 Palestinians were left out of 45,000 in the city of Jaffa. In March 48, the army adopted something called Plan D, Plan Dalet. And according to that plan, Palestine was divided into areas, and each brigade of the Jewish Zionist army, later became the Israeli army, had a list of villages to occupy and to destroy and to expel. When you expel people, there are always massacres. The most known massacre in those days was the massacre of a small village near Jerusalem, Deir Yassin, on the 9th of April 1948.
سبعة وأربعين واحد انقتلوا أول يوم. هذا من العيلة تبعتنا لحالنا. أنا كنت عمري 8 سنين، كانت الساعة 5، كنا نايمين، دخلوا على البيت ورشعوا قتلوا. أمي راحت أسيرة، جبت أخوي ومشيت من السرير، رحنا مع جيراننا هربنا، وإحنا هاربين على عين كارم. في إلي سيد عمره 70 سنة، كان مقتول ومرمي في الأرض. أثرت فيها سيدي أبوي، وقتلوا جميع الناس، منهم خالي أخو أمي كان عمره 30 سنة. أطلعوهم من البيت وصفوهم كلهم صف واحد الصهاينة ورشوهم. عمه حرقوها، هي وولادها حرقوها في البيت. تكون الحياة يعني مشيت في صعوبة، ولحد الآن ولا أزال أذكر دير ياسين. رحنا زرنا الدار أنا وبنتي وبناتها، رقطت لوز منها، وبعدين طلبنا إن نشوف البيت، قالوا لنا لا ما شفناهوش، بس من وراء الدار كنا. يعني لا يوصف الشعور. حزنت كتير كتير لأنه تذكرت أبوي تذكرته كثير أبويا، بكيت كيف كان يقعد ويحط هالأرجيلة ويقعد على البرندة، كان يقعد عليها ويأرجل. طبعا البيت أثر فيا كثير، البيت تذكرته، يعني كل إشي بتذكره. فإيش صعوبة يعني كانت، ونروح على المدرسة ونيجي ما أحلى. هاي أنا كان عمري 15 سنة فيها. والله لو تقول لي تحررت فلسطين، والله أول واحدة بتكون في دير ياسين.
ساكت في الطنطورة.
قد ايه كان عمرك لما دمروا الطنطورة؟
بقى عمري يمكن 18 سنة. والله أنا ذاكرها كلها، بقول لك الطنطورة مش ناسي إشي.
طنطورة היה כפר עשיר, בתים יפים, גרים כמו אירופאים, אתה יודע, וגם הנשים היו לבושות ויפה, וזה באמת היה כפר... אחד אנס שם איזה ילדה בת 16, משהו כזה.
واحد كانوا اخذوا راني زخير לקחו בחורה, ילדה, יפה, מהערימה הזאת איפה שאנחנו יושבים, על הבית הגדול הזה. רצו לאנוס אותה, לעשות טוענת שם. אז עמها קם, וכאן לו בית בלד. אז זכר, נתן לו כדור על המקום.
היה לנו בחור אחד, הוא נפטר, הוא היה פרא אדם. הוא לקח פשוט מאוד ורצח אותם בתוך המכלאות. בתוך המכלאות, הם היו במכלאות. אתה יודע, חוטי ברזל כאלה, עגולים כאלה, אספו כל הגברים. הם יושבים שם, כולם, על הרצפה, ובא מישהו ולוקח תת מקלע ומתחיל זה, מחליף מחסנית. מה אתה חושב זה? אבל אנחנו לא היינו כאלה. הוא היה יוצא דופן, הבחור הזה, כן, מה שהוא עשה.
כבשנו טנטורה, תפסנו הרבה ערבים, אספנו אותם. זה סיפור מאוד... יופי. היה איזה 15, 20. שמרנו עליהם, פתאום בא אחד עם כובע אוסטרלי, יש לו אקדח, הוא צועק בערבית, גומו, קומו, הם קמו. הוא ניגש קרוב, ככה מסתכל. הוא הולך צעד אחרי, הוא מוצא את האקדח, הרג את כולם. אותי זה זעזע. דם קר, כן.
אחד חטף קריזה, לקח רימון וזרק בתוך החדר, והרבה מאוד מהערבים נפצעו וחלק נהרג.
חבר'ה שלקחו את הלוויורים ורדפו אחרי חבר'ה ושרפו אותם. זה היה משהו זוועתי, וזה אסור לספר, אני לא אדבר על זה, כי זה יכול להיות סקנדל שלם. אני לא רוצה לדבר על זה, וזהו. אבל זה היה, מה לעשות, זה היה.
والله مثل حسرة الطنطورة ما صار.
شعلان وريد أروح على بلادي قلبي من شوقي لهنقطع ودينا أشوف أحبابي قلبي من شوقي هنقطع ودينا أشوف أحبابي هدي يا بحر هدي طولنا في غيبتنا ودي السلام ودي للأرض اللي ربتنا هدي يا بحر هدي طولنا في غيبتنا ودي السلام ودي للأرض اللي ربتنا سلمي على بلادي تربة بي وجدادي سلمي على بلادي تربة بي وجدادي وبعد الشحرور الشادي بيغرد لعودتنا هدي يا بحر هدي طولنا سلم لي على يموني وأهلي اللي ربوني سلم لي على يموني وأهلي اللي ربوني وبعد أم الحنون وبتشمشم بمخدتنا هدي يا بحر هدي طولنا بغيبتنا ودي سلامي ودي للأرض اللي ربتنا ودي سلامي ودي للأرض ربتنا
70 عام وأنا مشرد ومحروم إني أشوفها وأشوف أرضي. اليوم مبذورين في جميع أنحاء العالم شعب فلسطين.
أقعد فيها بالمغارة بأخش في زي واحد زي بلده أرضه
وأزرع أرضي اللي أنا ما شفتهاش إلا مرة واحدة، وأبوي مات وهو يتحسر عليه.
بحط في عبي التراب باخذه، بس يخششوني فيها واخذ لي شوية تراب واجي أزرع فيها شجرة زيتون عندي.
وبأحلم في الليل وفي النهار على إني أرجع على بلدي وأعيش فيها وأظل فيها ما أرجعش وأموت فيها كمان.
إذا برجعناش يعني أو هيك شيء مش راح أقدر يعني أستحمل الوضع.
يا بي محلاها يا الله. بلدي أنا ناسيها؟ لا بلدي ناسي بلدي، لا ناسي عجول، لا ناسي زكريا، لا ناسي بيت نكتيف، لا ناسي.
طبعا رح نرجع.
الله كريم.
أكيد.
صوتك يا شعبي أغنية تمضي تغفو في بيت تستيقظ في بيت لحن لا يذوي. صوتك يا شعبي ينبت سوسنة في الصخر. صوتك يا شعبي لحن لا يذوي ينبت سوسنة في الصخر. صوتك يا شعبي لحن لا يذوي ينبت سوسنة في الصخر. مهما طال عمر الليل حتما سنغزل منه خيوط الشمس. انفض يا شعبي ركام الموت. حي يا شعبي حي أنت. انفض يا شعبي ركام الموت. حي يا شعبي حي أنت. حي يا شعبي يا شعبي حي.
على هذه الأرض ما يستحق الحياة، على هذه الأرض ما يستحق الحياة. تردد إبريل، رائحة الخبز في الفجر، تعويذة امرأة للرجال، كتابات أسخيلوس، أول الحب، عشب على حجر، أمهات يقفن على خيط ناي، وخوف الغزاة من الذكريات. على هذه الأرض ما يستحق الحياة. نهايات أيلول، سيدة تترك 40 بكامل مشمشها، ساعة الشمس في السجن، غيم يقلد سربا من الكائنات، هتافات شعب لمن يصعدون إلى حتفهم باسمين، وخوف الطغاة من الأغنيات. على هذه الأرض ما يستحق الحياة. على هذه الأرض سيدة الأرض، أم البدايات، أم النهايات، كانت تسمى فلسطين، صارت تسمى فلسطين. سيدتي أستحق لأنك سيدتي، أستحق الحياة.
موطني مجدنا وعهدنا وواجب إلى الوفاء يهزنا عز